Hi all, welcome to this second lecture on database management system. In this lecture, we will understand about various database models and talk about ER model in detail. We will also learn how to create ER diagram. This lecture will cover concepts of entity and relationship and different types of relationships. So let us go ahead and start our session. Okay, database model shows the logical structure of a database, including the relationships and constraints that determine how data can be stored and accessed. Individual database models are designed based on the rules and concepts of whichever broader data model that designer adopt. Most data models can be represented by an accompanying database diagram. There are many kinds of data models available. Some of important data models are like hierarchical database model, relational model, network model, object-oriented database model, entity relationship model, document model, entity attribute value model, star schema, etc. So these are few of the database models available with us. First of all, we understand uh, different databases. So, selection of database with any one of these depends on several factors. So, since we have different data models, so which one to select, and it depends on various factors. Biggest factor is whether the database management system you are using supports a particular model or not. Most database management systems are built with a particular data model in mind and require their users to adopt the model. However, some database management systems support multiple models. Selection of data model is also depend on various factors like speed, cost reduction, usability, or something else. We will go through these models one by one and we will cover some important models that really very much into applications nowadays. First of all, we will go through hierarchical model. Hierarchical model, it organizes data into tree-like structure where each record has a single parent or root. Sibling records are stored in a particular order. That order is used as a physical order for storing the database. This model is good for describing many real-world relationships. The other model is relational model. It is one of the most common model. Relational model sorts data into tables, which is also known as a relations. The table or relations are two-dimensional entities which are consist of columns and rows. Each column lists an attribute of the entity such as price, zip code, or birth date. Together, the attributes in a relation are called a domain. A particular attribute or combination of attributes is chosen as a primary key that can be referred to in other tables when it is called where we call it as a foreign key. Each row, also called a tuple, it includes data about a specific instance of the entity. For example, particular employee in this example we will see over here. Next one is network model. The network model builds on a hierarchical model by allowing many-to-many relationships between link records, implying multiple parent records. Based on mathematical set theory, the model is constructed with set of related records. Each set consists of one owner of parent record and one or more member or child records. A record can be a member or child in multiple sets, allowing this model to convey complex relationship. This particular model, the next one is object-oriented database model. This model defines A database as a collection of objects or reusable software elements. These are several kinds of object-oriented databases. One of the example is multimedia database. It incorporates media such as images that could not be stored in a relational database. Another example is hypertext database, which allows any object to link to any other object. But limitation is that it is not ideal for numerical analysis. The object-oriented database model is the best known post-relational database model. It incorporates tables, but it is not limited to tables. Such models are also known as hybrid database models. The next is this particular model. It captures the relationship between real world entities, much like the network model, but it isn't as directly tied to the physical structure of the database. Instead, it is often used to design a database conceptually. Well, ER diagram explains the logical structure of database. At a first glance, ER diagram looks similar to the flow chart. It is GUI representation of logical structure of database. It shows entities and relationship among them. It also shows various attributes associated with each entities. In ER diagram, there are three important things. First is the entity. Entity is any real world thing, which can be a person, place, object, okay, event, etc. And so we represent entities. Now, entities have some relationship between them. So, relationship we show using a diamond shape, and it shows a association among the entities. Every entity contains attributes. So, attributes are represented in form of oval shapes, and each entity is having different attributes, and that we can represent using them. ER diagram includes many specialized symbols, and its meaning make this model different and unique. ER model has three main components as we already discussed. One is entity, second is attribute, and third is relationship. So, in this lecture, we saw different database models and their significance. Then we talk about entity relationship model. We also talk about ER diagram and its important components. In a next coming slide, we'll have a small quiz for you, and I hope that going through this lecture, you will just complete this quiz, and you can answer it at your own and find out your own knowledge level. Okay, here's the quiz. So this is one quiz slide for you. Brush up your knowledge. You can go through the lecture again to answer these. You can pause this lecture and solve this quiz, and I will provide answer key in the next video lecture. So here we conclude this lecture. We will talk about ER diagram and how to plot ER diagram in coming lecture. So see you in the next lecture video. Have a great day, and thank you very much.